everybody, and welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where Apple starts running out of names of cats to use for OS X. So the next one's called Mr. Bigglesworth. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob. Like always, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just find a little button above our heads. Hit subscribe. We would appreciate that. Oh, Thursday, I guess?
Yeah, Thursday we're talking about, well, today we're talking about WWDC news reactions from last week. But Thursday we're going to be talking about the new animated show on Disney XD called Tron Uprising. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah,
I almost just started talking about it, but go ahead.
It's exciting. Also, you can send us emails, fans@epicgeekout.com.
You can like our Facebook page.
And awesome website that we got going up. We're adding content to constantly, www.epicgeekout.com, so check us out over there.
Let's get into our coverage of WWDC.
All right, so all week was the Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, which is their big thing they do
Early
every
birthday
year.
gift for you.
Yes, exactly. And I promise that we're going to start doing other tech coverage instead of Apple. We're not just, even though I'm Apple, Microsoft only has their thing in the beginning of the year. So they had their press conference, which was on last Monday, and then all week they have developer classes and stuff like that where developers can come check out the different things with Apple. But there's a couple big announcements from that, so we want to discuss those today. The first of which was the new Mac operating system, OS X, Mountain Lion, it's called, a cat name, which is awesome. And a couple things.
I'll buy a Mac when it is Mr. Bigglesworth.
Yeah,
promise.
So probably never. But so the major thing, it's them continuing their kind of integration of the iOS things that they learned from iOS, trying to make that go into the desktop applications of that. So a couple of things, they have a notification center now on the right hand side of your screen, like the notification center in iOS. So you can swipe over and all that stuff kind of doesn't pop up. Like my computer right now has a pop-up. That wouldn't happen.
Okay.
It would just come up as like a notification, kind of like your iOS does.
That's cool. And
push that over. A couple other things, there's the cloud iCloud tabs in Safari. So now if you're on your iPad or your iPhone and you're browsing, you can, on your Mac, put a little button and you can pull up the browser tabs from those devices. So everything's kind of integrated. Anything that you heard about it that kind of made you go, oh my gosh, I want to get a Mac, or not really?
No.
So nothing crazy?
Like I said this before, I mean, my next computer will probably end up being a Mac. I did just get, a new PC like a year ago. So, but when I do need to upgrade, I probably will just end up getting a Mac just to have it sync more, because I do have the iPad, which I now use like frequently on a daily basis. When I first got it, it was a novelty, but now I'm, definitely utilizing it a bunch more. My iPhone, so I think I'll just, suck it up, get a Mac. And,
yeah, I mean, it's
nothing that I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna go out and the new MacBook with the Retina display. Yeah, it's cool and stuff, but like,
yeah, I mean, it's not supposed to be a major upgrade to the operating system. It's kind of like they had Leopard and then Snow Leopard, so now they had Lion and Mountain Lion. Cool thing is, it's only $20 to upgrade all of your Macs, so I love that because I have two, so it's cheaper than Windows updates usually are. So I definitely like that aspect of it, but nothing crazy. A lot of the features that they seem to be adding on, and they did in Lion, are kind of novelty things to me. They're not something that is going to really I use a whole lot.
Well, with my ignorance, like, what could they have added to, like,
I mean,
really change? Because I mean, an operating system is an operating system. I mean,
I mean, they have features.
The tweaks kind of seem to be more surface level, tweaks than like.
Yeah, I mean, like the last one, the big things were like full screen apps, which is cool. Autosave versions, so you can go back through multiple versions of a document.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that kind of stuff is cool and useful, but this is kind of just incremental. But excited about it. Comes out next month in July, so I'll definitely be getting it. But so moving on, the next thing is they did some minor upgrades to their MacBook and MacBook Air lines. Not huge news, but the big news was as you mentioned before, the Retina display that they put into a new MacBook. It's their next gen MacBook that they're calling it, MacBook Pro. So right now it's at the high end. It's a 15-inch available for $21.99, which is a lot of money, but I really see that
$21.99?
No,
oh.
$2,000. Unfortunately, it's a lot of money, but the Retina display is pretty new technology, especially in that size. So I think it'll come down and eventually will replace those. But it's ultra high density, pixels, definition. They actually showed like someone editing something from Final Cut, and the actual screen, the viewer of the video, was in 1080p, and then they still had the timeline and stuff around it.
That's cool.
So I haven't gotten a chance to see one in person, and it's kind of hard to show it on a video of what it looks like because it is that high resolution. You can't even see it.
Yeah,
you know, unless you would have that. But what do you think? It's definitely a high-end product at this point. Expensive.
So, I'm starting to get HD fatigue, I think, where I'm not really getting the difference. You know, going from DVD to Blu-ray, it's like, yeah, you can see it, but there's some point where it's just like, do you need that?
At what point is there too much?
And I understand it is the next step, but it's not going to be anything for me where I need to go out and buy something like this.
Right.
You know, if let's say I was buying a computer tomorrow and, you know, all these were available, I would probably go with the cheaper option without that to save a couple hundred or whatever that savings would be. Just because, like, I don't need it. Like, I have the iPad 2. The new iPad came out, you know, and there was no desire to trade in, get that new one. I didn't.
I mean, the Retina display is a step up. I mean, it's supposed to eliminate what's visual to the human eye as far as pixels go. You can't see the pixels on.
And then the next thing is going to be like a weird.
Even beyond that, yes.
I don't know. I love my HD TV, but like.
Yeah. I mean, it's way more than that. I mean, even.
Yeah.
Like I said, still have yet to see one in person, so opinion could change. For me, it's not something obviously that I would want to. If I was going to get a new MacBook Pro, I probably would consider it, but I wouldn't want to start at that $21.99 price point just for the Retina display, which is a lot. It is super thin though, which is awesome. Not as thin as the MacBook Air, but it's getting to that point where it's like crazy.
And like I said, it's great. I mean, and this is just how we're going, the road we're going down, and this is what we're going to keep seeing. So it's
cool,
great, but it's just like I don't know. I'm not. There's no need for me to have that.
Right. All right, so the final thing, which affects a lot more people than just the two Mac announcements, was the announcement for iOS 6, which is the next generation of iOS platform for the iPad and the iPhone. Some cool things. One of the major things is they're doing away with the Google Maps app. They're having their own Maps app, database stuff. Yeah, that they have collected all the database, and it's turn-by-turn navigation on it for some phones, not mine. So that's really cool. You can use Siri to do voice navigation. So you can say, Siri, take me to such and such place, and it'll take you there. Siri now learned a couple things that she can do.
Abortion clinics.
Sports stats and scores, which is cool. So you can say, like, who won the Phillies game today, and it'll.
So I don't need to get at bat again.
Yeah, I mean, it goes through that, which is awesome. Siri learned some things. I really want them to start implementing Siri into, like, I think they might have included it in the SDK, but like so people can use it with their apps.
Can I just say, I love the John Malkovich Siri commercial. Awesome. He is a creepy person, and him just talking to the phone and like laughing, sitting in that chair. I do love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Also, you can have through Open Table make reservations for you. Siri will do that. I mean, it's kind of cool.
No, it's not cool.
It does make me frightened for the world.
It's Cylons. A little bit. It's Skynet. It's
because it's kind of crazy.
Crap.
Yeah, a couple other things, just minor updates, but then also they have this thing called Passbook, I think it's called, where basically you can store tickets and passes in your phone. So you could store like gift cards for Starbucks they showed, and then just pay with that.
Yeah, that's great because my wallet is literally filled right now with like a bunch of like crap, and that would be great to
and like
have,
movie tickets through Fandango, and you could just show them.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. I mean, Fandango's cool. Like
their
app,
but it now combines all that into one app, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Anything there that excites you for updating?
Yeah, minus the fact that Siri is going to lead the revolution against humankind.
Yes.
I'm cool with, at least getting some reservations made by her in the meantime before they end up being our control.
Do you think,
which kind of goes into Tron, but...
Yeah. Do you think you'll use Siri more at any point? I know you used a little bit.
I've started using it more now to text, and I've been talking more clear. PA, where we live, passed the no texting while driving law, so
just smart.
I've been using Siri more to do it, but then I'll have to go in and correct a word or two, so I do it when I'm at a red light most of the time. So yeah, this is all good stuff. I think it'll break the mold of the novelty a little bit.
Unfortunately, not going to work on my iPad because I have the first gen, so that sucks. Also, a lot of things will not work on my iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Because turn-by-turn navigation, obviously Siri's not going to work on that.
I can't believe I own higher
don't
models.
Worry. I will be getting the iPhone 5 for sure, so don't worry about that. But some really fun things. We have a couple articles posted on the site just going over all the announcements. We just want to kind of give you our impressions of them, report them to you. Because not a lot of movies, or there wasn't a movie really out this week that we wanted to go see. So that is WWDC. Be sure to check out the website for more info. But leave your comments below if you guys are excited for the announcements or not.
So it's that time again to give our thanks. So Chad, this was kind of a you episode with WWDC. So what are you thankful for today?
Stay in the vein of Apple, and I'm going to thank the App Store, which is awesome. Because I get some of the apps from it, right? They announced...
Is that what you buy from it?
Yeah, right? They announced some staggering stats at the WWDC about how many downloads. I think it's like 60 billion or something. Insane how much money they give paid out to developers. And just, it's such a crazy thing that I look back and I'm like, how could I live without this App Store? Or how could a platform like this exist without an App Store? Because now the Android has their own App Store. Amazon's getting into that. So awesome stuff. I can only be excited about the future of this. Like we forgot to mention,
they take over.
Right? Like we forgot to mention, there were rumors that they would be releasing an iPad or Apple TV SDK for developers to start developing apps for the Apple TV. I think it's coming, but it just wasn't at this point yet.
Cool.
So I think that's going to even strengthen it even further. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be such a, I don't know. I see this lasting for a long time, like an App Store type thing.
So quick random question. This is completely off topic. What do you think ends up taking over the world first? Zombies or robots?
Or robots?
Like artificial intelligence? Because both of this stuff is kind of happening right now.
I was going to say, I would say robots.
My answer is zombie robots.
Zombie robots. All right.
So,
I think robots. But we'll see. So what are you thankful for?
So today...
Shotguns.
Shotguns is it for the robot apocalypse. There's this movie that I hope anyone who's alive has seen. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you haven't seen it, I just rewatched it today. They did a whole movie marathon on USA, and we were just talking about how I wanted to sit down and watch the movies again.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. I was doing laundry, and it resonates. It is just a good
It's
movie.
so crazy how good it holds up. I don't know if it's the nostalgic feel of it, but
the Lady in Temple of Doom was awful, and I forgot how bad she was.
Just the adventure aspect of it. There's not, I'm like wondering, like if we made a movie like that today, would it be as good?
No, National Treasure. It wasn't. I mean, was kind of trying to be in the same vein of it,
true.
but like if they ever come out with an Uncharted movie, that's gonna be, I think, kind of very comparable. But I don't know. It's a classic. The logo in the back kind of says it all for what it means to us. Just go watch it if you haven't, and revisit it if you haven't seen it in a while like I did. So this is another episode of Epic Geek Out. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in Thursday for our review of Tron Uprising.